Yo, what's going on with your YouTube? It's your boy Ron, aka Ronzlog, and we're back with another video. All right, so for today, I don't have too much of an agenda, but there are some things that I have been putting off that I thought I'd pick up the camera and start filming. They are things that I feel are relevant to the content that I'm creating. So as you guys can tell, we ended up picking up some shelves. This room that we're using right now kind of doubles as the office/sneaker room, but it's also our guest bedroom. With that being said, I don't want to go too crazy, but since I do film most of my content in here, I figured I can actually start utilizing the space and building it up and decorating it how I would want to, especially it pertains to clothes and sneakers and different brands that I like and different lanes of interest. So anyway, we did pick up this shelf, and then the black one we actually just moved from one of the other rooms over here. Once we kind of work our way through that, I did have some recent pickups I wanted to go over, and I think we'll end the video with a Q&A. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I think for the goal, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what I'm using to decorate, maybe give you a little bit of background of the purpose of the items that we're putting on here. So starting us off, I do have these books that I was gifted. I think every Christmas for the last 3 years, I was gifted one of these books, and they're really cool, right? Like we have a Cause one, we have the Off-White one, and then we have this Ultimate Sneaker book. Not only are they like really dope and kind of align with a lot of my interests, but they also have really dope artwork and just things that I'm really interested in. It kind of just really meshes well. And then the overall design too, super dope stuff. It's kind of cool because it can double as a decorative piece. And then if people see it, you know, they can kind of pick it up and take a look at it. But it just kind of just showcases a lot of that interest that I have in like streetwear, fashion, and sneakers. So we're gonna start with this one. I'm kind of thinking we're gonna go top shelf because I think I'm gonna save the bottom shelves for sneakers. Okay, cool. All right, brought you guys a little more forward. I felt like you guys were staged a little far on the opposite corner of the room, so hopefully this gives you a better look at what we got going on here, but I will give you guys close-ups in a second. So moving on to the next piece. Okay, so next piece is actually this Kanye West graduation bear piece of art that I have. Shout out to my cousin Linda. She actually had these as cubes for her baby shower. And I don't know, it was a Kanye West themed baby shower, and I thought it was really dope. Old Kanye is one of my favorite artists of all time, so I just asked her if I could have it. Really dope piece. I mean, Linda told me not to share it with you guys because she says there's a lot of imperfections on here, but I think it's dope. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this right here. I think we're gonna go ahead and put it right behind the books here. Moving on to another piece of art. This one's also by Linda, but this was actually a birthday canvas. People signed it for my birthday this year. As you can see, you have the Ronzlog with the check mark. And then it's a nice little drawing of me. Got the Vormeros and the Nike with the vintage plug hat. Shout out to the boy Isaiah. Really dope to kind of have something like this that aligns well. And obviously it was a gift for my birthday. So I really love this. It actually means a lot to me to have all of these signatures, like all of my friends, family members, my loved ones, like, you know, signing all of this, it means a lot. So definitely something that's gonna continue to live in the background of my videos. I don't know if it'll stay like this, but it is pretty dope. All right, so moving on, one of the dopest gifts I've ever received. A shout out to my boy Kevin. He's one of my best friends. I don't know if he was in Korea or he had a friend that was in Korea when these dropped, but I was gifted a bottle of soju, and this is actually a Kith soju bottle. I think it's a cool decorative piece. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this one right here. I'm thinking in the corner. All right, so moving on, funny enough, when I went to the Kith store in LA, I forgot that I had a double cup of something, and then we ended up just keeping this cup in the car, and I think it was kind of a cool decorative piece to put a little plant in it. I know I have a little bit of a succulent in there right now. My goal ultimately is to kind of fill this up with either like soil or decorative beads or something. But I think it's just kind of cool. It kind of sits in alignment with the Kith bottle. Kind of a cool housing for the plant. Again, I don't know if this will be long-term, but for now, I think it's dope. I don't know, you guys tell me. And I think this will go right here next to the Jinro bottle, Jinro soju. All right, so I'm starting to see that we have a little bit of an open space here, and technically this is a sneaker shelf. So I thought, since I'm not technically wearing this pair, I need them to be restored, probably soul swap. As you can tell, they are heavily beat. Previous owner skated in these, which I totally get, but I figured for now, until I get these restored, I will just use them as a art piece. They're wearable to an extent. I wouldn't say they're very comfortable. There's no cushion to them. I'm thinking it'll kind of fill in this space right here in the middle very nicely. I'm thinking something like that. Let's adjust this. Oh, there's space. All right, cool. Like that. And I'll probably slide this over. I'm kind of liking how this is coming together. Okay, All right, guys, so I'm still very much on the AJ1 train. I'm very passionate about sneakers, as you guys know by now. Honestly, ones may be dead for everyone, but they're not dead for me. I've been wearing pretty much a bunch of my ones all year long, and I will continue to do so. I guess the 3 that I've been wearing most recently, technically I have 4, which will make its way on the bottom shelf, are the Unions, the Black Toe and the Storm Blues, and then the Royals. I actually wore the Royals today. So throw these on there. I'm thinking the Black Toes right here. Storm Blues. On the topic of Unions, comment down below which colorway of the Union ones are your favorite. I do have all 4, but for me personally, the Storm Blues are my favorite. All right, so going up on the shelf next is the Nigel Sylvester ones. Shout out to my boy Christian. I wear these pretty frequently as well. Get a lot of good wears out of these. And then we're gonna go with the Atmos Air Max ones, the 2017 release. These are actually pretty cooked as well. I haven't been doing a pretty good job of keeping my sneakers super clean. Like all of my shoes are worn. They're not like super beat outside of these Tiffany's, but kind of doing this right now is making me realize I have to probably do a sneaker cleaning day. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on here really quick. And right here, and then the Atmoses. All right, guys, so last but not least, it is the Wu-Tang Dunks. This was actually supposed to go on the Grail shelf that I want to build with the Undefeated Fours, the Yeezy Platinums, the Kobe Grinches, the Galaxy Foamposites, and these. Ultimately, I think we'll get there, but for now, I wanted to spice it up a little bit and at least throw one of the shoes I just named on a shelf. So we're gonna go with these. Cool little splash of color. I think this looks pretty good. I'm not entirely sure if I'm super sold. I think things can kind of be shifted around a little bit. I'm thinking something like that. Kind of actually works out perfectly. It fits pretty well. And you can still see the logo. So I actually realized now I don't wear this hat very often. Shouted him out earlier. Shout out to my boy Isaiah, AKA Vintage Plugs. Being able to support him and his creations, I love it. I think I'm gonna put this right here. Kind of just give it a little splash there. I think that looks kind of cool. So last but not least, I went to the Kendrick concert. Actually, I went to 2 Kendrick concerts this year. They handed out these like concert tickets, like when you walked into the venue, and they're really just kind of like, you know, a QR code to like scan for like concert merch and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm just gonna stick it behind the Tiffany's right here. I think that's kind of the vibe I'm trying to go for. All right, guys, after a quick little intermission, I did pick out a couple more items from like my closets and stuff. Just some things that I had laying around that I kind of felt would probably be better suited over here. So for this black shelf, I grabbed 2 more pairs of shoes. I'm gonna figure this out, and then I grabbed a couple of books. But for the first pair that I think I wanna put at the top, it is the Mocha Jordan 1 Highs. I shouted him out earlier, but I'm starting to realize a lot of the stuff that I put up here are gifts from a lot of the same people. Shout out again to my boy Kevin, who gave me the Kith bottle. He gifted me these as well. He knows that kind of the neutral mocha tones are something that I really like gravitate towards when it comes to like my color palette. So he actually gifted me these, which I super appreciate. I actually wasn't able to hit on these for retail, and I kind of just gave up on them because at one point they were going for like $400, $500. I couldn't justify it. So he had the extra pair and he actually gifted these to me. You know, I love you, bro. Thank you so much for that. I haven't worn them yet. I haven't even laced them up. But the reason why I had picked these out specifically, it's truly because anyone who's familiar with like this era of Jordan 1s, if you leave them in the box for too long, they start to get like that sparkle. It's like something that has to do with like the cardboard insides of the box and the shoes, like the leather of the shoes. I just wiped them down so that it doesn't have too much of the sparkle. It has a little bit of it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Till I wear these, they're gonna continue to live in the box. And every time I open them up to look at them, they're just like covered in that speckle sparkle dust. I'm gonna leave them out in the open, but I think I'm gonna put them on the top right here. And then I mentioned that we have 2 pairs of shoes, but I have the Eric Costin UNCs. One of my favorite pairs. Shout out to Archive SF for these. I think I'm gonna go underneath right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then if I need them, I can just grab them and we'll walk out the door. And then for the middle, I mentioned earlier, I did have some books. So these were also gifts. Shout out to my Kui Ryan. He gifted me, I think both of these, but for sure, I know for a fact he gifted me this one, which is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. And I hope just seeing it here constantly makes me want to grab it because it's actually been living kind of in one of my drawers. Also, this one, Lone Survivor. I don't even know where I got this from. Maybe I got this from my cousin Ryan too. For sure, this one, I'm gonna check this one out. I don't even know what it's about, but I got it. I'm gonna check it out. We'll see. I'll give you guys a review on the books after I get to them, but I've only heard good things about this one. So I'm hoping this entices me to read them as I see it constantly in the background of all the content I create. I don't know. Whole lot of words. That's pretty much it. Yeah, let me grab the camera real quick and show you guys. But that's pretty much it. I think this is the setup for now. Like I said, I think we're gonna set up another shelf over here. I want to be able to have the door swing open, so this may not live here. There's a bunch of stuff behind the camera right now that I don't want to show you guys because it's a little bit of a mess. And also too, I have like my computer desk to the left of the camera right now, which is kind of where I'm filming a lot of the time in my first 2 videos. But as far as the shelf goes, this is it. Let me know what you guys think. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a little bit of this. I am pretty exhausted, but gotta power through it. Shout out Blue Bottle Coffee, sponsor your boy. Yeah, all right. Moving on to the next segment of today's video, I wanted to showcase my recent pickups. I've been doing a lot of random shopping, supporting a lot of small creators. I've been going to some festivals and pop-ups. So I did pick up a lot of good stuff, and I thought I'd showcase this to you guys. I'm a little more in-depth because I am dropping a reel on Instagram and probably TikTok. Let me just show you what we got. All right, so item number 1 that we ended up picking up, I was in Alameda recently and I went to like a Filipino American Heritage Festival and I gravitated towards this Illa Manila hat. For those that are familiar in the Filipino community, you know that we have like those Veterano caps and they're designed exactly the same. Typically you would see them either in like a black or really dark blue and then they have like the gold. I've always wanted one of those, but I never served in the forces or anything, and I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for a vintage one. So finding a bunch of offerings by Illa Manila that had kind of that vibe to it, that homage to home, kind of felt like it was a must cop for me. I'm gonna just throw it on for this video really quick. But this is how it fits. I have to adjust a little bit, make it a little bit tighter, but yeah, really dope hat. I'm gonna try my best to kind of wear this. I'm actually going to the Philippines at the end of the year. I'm thinking about bringing this one along. I don't know. You guys let me know. How you guys feeling about this one? I think it's fire. I'm actually really happy that I picked it up. It's so on theme with the Alameda Filipino Festival that I went to. But again, proud of who I am and where I come from. Shout out to the Bay for this one. Boom. All right, so we have this hyphy Bay Area crew neck in this really dope black and orange. Shout out to the San Francisco Giants. I really love this color. I believe it's a unisex Gildan. I'm not super in love with like the quality of like a generic Gildan blank, but the stitching's fire. So I picked this one up. It kind of just speaks a lot to my identity, who I am as a person and where I'm from and what I represent. Just a Filipino here in the Bay Area as, I don't know, the stereotype. All right, guys. What do you guys think, right? Extra large, Gildan, unisex. I'm usually between a large, extra large. I go for the extra large when I feel like it runs small. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is the stuff that I got from Brandon with Bottom Line. Shout out to Bottom Line. They actually showed your boy some love and sent me some dope stuff. So to start us off, we got this Bin Solid Bottom Line collaboration. Also, you can tell, right? Giants theme, Bay Area theme, you know, snapback hat. I really love this one because it kind of has like this like suede material right here. Has a really fire patch right there. Obviously the Bin Solid logo. Shout out to my boy Brandon, man. He's always showing me love. We met organically online, both happened to be in the Bay Area, and then I went to one of these pop-up events and he just knows a bunch of people that I knew and he's just great people. Have nothing but love for Brandon ever since I met him, and we've only known each other for, I don't know, maybe less than a year. But always showing love, so I always got to show love back to the family over at Bottom Line. Thank you guys. One of my favorite hats right now in terms of design and colorway, and you get to represent your friends making great stuff. So I'm gonna throw this on for y'all right here. I'm very Bay Area right now with all the black and orange. Catch me at a Giants game. Nah, all right, I don't know. So addition to the hat, Bottom Line also sent over their new variation of the Paisley shorts. You can see it has like this Paisley design with the Bottom Line logo. See, I've been wearing these shorts a lot, both like out and about, but also at home. They're super comfortable. And I'm gonna show you one of my favorite things about this that they did. It comes with double pockets, but not only does it come with double pockets, it comes with a zipper on the second one. And it's super smooth, doesn't get caught on anything, super well executed. Again, shout out to the family over at Bottom Line. I got so much love for y'all. Thank you for sending this over. It's starting to get a little hot, but I'm gonna throw these shorts on anyway because I'm doing it for the people, you know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if I'm far enough. I don't even know how dark it looks, but Bottom Line shorts. I'm a little thick right now, but they fit. And I actually went to the gym in these not too long ago. This is a size large. It is my usual size. Anyway, cool. Shout out Bottom Line. Love you guys. All right, guys. Moving on to one of my favorite pickups as of late. I haven't been buying too much Stussy. What you guys will see is I do have an addiction to buying like Stussy chapter tees and Stussy items in general, especially their t-shirts. But I overslept on the original drop, so I was a couple hours late. And I don't know if I just picked this one up just to kind of feel like I was going through FOMO, but it was an item I was looking at. It wasn't the main two, but it was definitely one I had my eyes on. It is the Stussy Wales Bonner collaboration. It just has this really cool like back hit, and then obviously you can see here in the front it has the Stussy Wales Bonner logo right there. Really dope t-shirt. I really wanted the dress shirt or the hat. I felt like the dress shirt would be pretty fire, especially because I do work at a corporate office job. But I'm kind of happy with this as a consolation prize. There you have it, Stussy Wales Bonner tee. A little long, but I don't hate it. I might give it a little bit of a crop. A couple of the t-shirts that I bought recently, especially the Stussy ones, I've been wanting to actually crop them. There's nothing necessarily wrong with the way it is now, but as I mentioned earlier, I've been kind of feeling the crop look a little bit. So maybe take a couple like inches off or something like that, kind of maybe come up over here. I don't even know if this looks good or not, but does fit really well. Went with a size large. All right guys, so moving on to one of the items from one of my favorite creators, someone I've been following for 5-6 years now. That is Jay Edits. I did pick up the 49ers championship ring tee. Shout out to Jay Edits for this one. The graphic on this is so fire. Shout out Jay, man, he never misses. I literally own so many JTs. He never misses. Definitely one of my favorite t-shirts right now. It has that little bit of an oversized feel to it with the drop shoulder. But yeah, shout out Jay. Always love the tees, bro. Hopefully one day I can really connect with you as well, but moving on to the next one. So moving on, I picked up 2 items from the Locust and Wild Honey Second Coming collection. Shout out to Paul, AKA Locust and Wild Honey. Really love the clothing, really love the fit, love the message, a big supporter of Locust and Wild Honey. Following Paul for years, so I was really hyped when he did launch his own clothing collection. I know he had like the whole thing going on with the tariffs, but we did pick up like the zippered polo. I don't know what the name of this one is called. I did see that it was cropped in his video, so I did go with an extra large just to make sure I kind of get that space clearance in the lats area, because that's, like as mentioned, that's been my problem. One thing I did want to call out is really dope details like this cross right here. Super fire. I love that. I'm gonna throw this one on, but before I do that, I also picked up the G04 denim. I love these pants. Way bigger on the thighs and calf area, and I am one of those Filipinos that got the big calves. I'm gonna throw these on together. Maybe let me find a blank t-shirt to throw on, and I'll give you guys more of like a honest vibe going. Give me a second. All right, guys, this is what we're working with. Let me see if I can move far back. How about that? I hope you guys can see that a whole lot better, but here's the fit. Definitely something I can see myself wearing. I think I would probably go with a more crop tee. Something I can wear to work and not feel like I'm underdressed. I think this kind of hits it for both. And it is also challenging me to really try the baggier style of pants. Maybe not super baggy barrel jeans, but something like this I feel like is kind of reminiscent to what I used to wear back in middle school, which is like the mid 2000s, but definitely a cool look for me. Shout out to Paul, Locust and Wild Honey. You guys are dope, big fan. Really love the clothes, but that's pretty much it for this one. I need to stop spinning. I don't know why I keep doing that. I don't know. All right guys, and for the final 2 pieces, it is 2 pairs of sneakers. I'm not gonna keep both. I am gonna get rid of one. Not sure which one I'm gonna keep yet, but we did grab 2 pairs of Asics from the Kith World Fair. So these are actually Kith Asics. Still relatively new to the whole Asics thing. This would be like technically my 2nd and 3rd pair of Asics. I'm gonna show you which 2 colorways we grabbed. Let me know which one you like more. I think I know which pair I'm gonna end up keeping, which wasn't the one that I felt like at the beginning when I made the purchase that I was gonna ultimately end up keeping. But we grabbed both of these. I think one's like Canada and the other one is Seoul. I'm gonna give you a little close up on these. Really dope Kith branding on the inside there. I don't know if you can see that. Still really new to this silhouette. I don't really wear Asics very much. Honestly, I'm trying really hard to kind of break away from the swoosh and the Jumpman. This is the Canada, right? How we feeling about the Canada? And then this is the Seoul Korea. So I think I'm leaning towards these ones being the ones I keep and getting rid of these ones. But when the pictures first dropped, I really liked these ones. Kind of reminded me of like the Hawaii Air Force ones that I have. But I think this one is just the overall more neutral tone, and it does give that splash of color. You guys let me know though, which one do you like? Seoul, Canada. Seoul, Canada. You guys let me know. And that pretty much wraps it for our most recent pickups. Shout out to all the creators. I think everything I bought was from a small brand outside of the Stussy and Kith, which are staples in the closet. But I appreciate all of the small business and creators I've been able to support. Much love to you guys. All right, moving on to the final segment of today's video. We're gonna do a quick little Q&A. I did post on my Instagram story asking for questions just as a creator, as it revolves around sneakers, clothes, life, etc., etc. We didn't get too many responses, which I was a little surprised, but it's totally good. We're gonna rock with what we got. I appreciate everyone who did go ahead and ask me a question that is curious. I do know that the handful of people that did ask me a question do subscribe to this. So before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video and you're not already subscribed or you're not following me on Instagram, please go ahead and do so. I would greatly appreciate that. It helps me continue to create. It tells me the things that I need to know as a creator to kind of tailor to different things that you guys want to see. But I think right now I'm kind of shooting in the dark and just creating as I go. Without further ado, let's get into the first question. So the first question is from one of the good homies, Graphics Design. I don't know him personally, but he has been following me for some time. He asked me, if you could do a collaboration, what brand and what shoe model would you do? Now, I feel like this is a little tricky, right? Because there is a bunch of sneakers that I would like to kind of have my own take on. There's a bunch of different brands that I would love to work with. And I don't want to answer this by like closing the door on anything, especially different brands that I know nothing about yet. But I think it's no secret that I am passionate about Nike. Definitely be the brand at the forefront of who I would love to create with. I would be between an Air Max 1 or Air Jordan 1 Low. Those two specifically pair well with how I would like to wear my clothes aesthetically. I kind of feel like you can tell a lot of stories within like your design of that. I don't know. Let's bank it right here. What are we? October 2025. We are manifesting an Air Jordan 1 Low or an Air Max 1. I don't know if that'll ever amount to something, but it will live here digitally. So I'm all for it. But yeah, I would definitely try to do a collaboration with Nike first. And then honestly, I would love to work with anyone else. Moving on to the next question. Big shout out to the boy CJ. Thank you for asking this. It is, what are your favorite shoes to play basketball in? CJ knows this personally. I haven't hooped in a really long time. See, I do want to get on the court with you, but I think my favorite to date, I have two pairs. They're both Kobe's. It would be the Kobe 8s. The Venice Beaches meant so much to me back in the day when they first launched, and then they came back out and re-released. So that would be like the pair and colorway that I would love to play in. But also the second pair, CJ also helped me with these, are the Kobe Undefeated 4s in the black colorway. That's the pair that I still wear to this day. They're still a really good condition, and I hope they kind of last me a whole lot longer. Appreciate you, CJ. Thank you for asking that one. Next question is from the homie Ray the World, another local creator that I've been able to connect with online. He's asking, what are your thoughts on trends? Do you think it's worth hopping on trends? Trends, I think it kind of really just depends on the person. There are times in my life that I like something that continues to be a trend. And if it like turns into a trend that grows bigger, like maybe I'll drop off and not stay passionate about it. Or maybe I'll stick with it the whole way through, right? There's like different variations of trends, especially in the world of streetwear and sneakers. Like one thing that I feel like is a trend that's died but didn't die for me, as I mentioned earlier, is the Air Jordan 1. A lot of people think ones are dead. And I got the shattered backboards on sale when I was in Korea earlier this year for like 130 USD, which is super crazy. But that's just me, right? Like I'm not like every other person that tries to stick to like the new shoe every single time. I appreciate what is and what I like and what I enjoy. And I promote that to other people. Like if you are really into the New Balance Asics Wave, you should be about that, right? Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't buy Asics recently just because I wanted to try them out. But I'm not making my whole closet based off of it. And I think that's kind of where I draw the line on trends, is whatever you choose to buy in on, make sure that you see yourself wearing it in the future. You're investing money and time into these things. You should be able to wear them as much as you want because clothes are expensive, shoes are expensive. So I'm not opposed to like writing trends per se, but I wouldn't say be a trend hopper, especially because it's not sustainable. Now, if you have the income to do that, absolutely go ahead if that's kind of what floats your boat. For me personally, I try to stay true to the things that I like and the things that I can see myself wearing for long periods of time. You know, if you like trends, like it's not bad to be trendy, just kind of be smart about the trends you are investing in. Take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, I wish you the best in terms of kind of navigating your way through trends, but you know, just buy what speaks to you. Don't do it to a point where you like ultimately grow out of it in a couple months and then you're just stuck with a bunch of clothes that you'll never wear again. That's what I can say about that. Okay, cool. And the last question, shout out to my boy Charles, creator of Levels Above. Big staple in the rotation. One of my really good homies. If you follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you would see that we've collaborated a bunch in the past already. Shout out to my boy Charles. He said, would you rather have an endless supply of shoes or an endless supply of clothes? Now that one's kind of hard, right? Because I'm a sneakerhead. You know, I love sneakers, but also as I become more passionate about clothes, and we're talking about endless supplies of clothes, like I do feel now that an endless supply of clothes is probably the right answer, because you know, when we're thinking about different types of clothing, it can do different things for different outfits. And I don't want to say it's like easier to have more sneakers. I just feel like if I have this endless supply of sneakers and not the right clothes to pair with it, it just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like with clothes, it's such a bigger, wider variation of an offering when it comes to like clothing items, right? Like shoes versus clothes. But I could personally say that clothes would probably be my answer, which is kind of crazy to say, because if you asked me this like 10 years ago, I would have said sneakers. I think my appreciation for clothes has like grown and continues to grow, and that's something that I am still kind of learning. I'm not like a fashion guru. I won't pretend to be. I can give you recommendations of what I do and what I wear, but I will never tell you what's cool or not cool for someone to wear. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's just me. I think that clothes is now my answer, but back then it would have been shoes. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up for the setup. Give me a thumbs up for the recent pickups, and just give me a thumbs up because you're trying to see the boy grow. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, leave a comment down below, show the boy some love, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm on all social media platforms at RonClog. Pretty much wraps it up for today. I greatly appreciate you guys for spending some time with me. And until next time, I'm gonna catch you later. Peace out.